Hello everyone, and welcome back to our flag-specific tactics for Domination in Black Ops 2 series. This is the C flag on Turbine. We've already taken care of the A and B flags in part 1 and 2, and this map is the flags in this map are kind of really very exposed, so they don't tend to be, there doesn't tend to be a lot to it. And that's, so this is actually turns into one of the faster maps to go through it. It actually took a lot less time than usual, because usually there's a lot of sightlines that we have to confirm and do a bunch of things just to make sure that when we give you the information on here that if I say you're not seen, you're not seen. So, that looks like air conditioner or maybe a care package. Anyhow, back to the map. This fat flag really as to you can't take it but from here, so if I'm taking it from them as an aggressive move, and it turns out that way on both of them, by the way. You're going to be on just the same place on both sides of this. If it's your home flag, I would definitely kind of recommend, one thing I will say is make sure it's detonated before you do this, because it's not as good of cover after detonated because it is lower to the ground, but at the same time, both of those spots were clear enough and gave you a lot less to worry about. I mean, you do cover, from this side, you cover the entirety of the spawn area down there, and the only thing you'd have to worry about is if they spawned up there. So, attacking or defending, jumping on either side of that is worked really well. And that's really all there was to that one. Just make sure the truck's detonated so it doesn't get detonated for you, and that's about it. So, the map itself is a pretty good map. I don't mind the map. I've actually had good games, bad games, mixed. A couple of things like this you don't see people use, but it doesn't really offer an advantage in most situations. Unless you got guys camping up here, and in which case if you can get down here, so all you gotta do is crouch, and that can get you out of here. I have actually never used it for that. One of the other things I don't see people use a lot is this wing going up and down here. And, that's actually a pretty handy thing. And other than that, this is pretty much, there's really not much I can say about this map. There's not much going on. There's no real hidden stuff on here. There's a couple glitchy spots where the rocks aren't actually where the invisible magic wall is, but that's about it, and then they're not really helpful spots. There is this couple of things over here that I would like to say. If you're a sniper and you're here, somebody's going to come up here and kill you, and this, if there is somebody up there, you do have a second way in here, and if memory serves me correctly, you have a third way here. So there's plenty of ways to get up here. You don't have to use these stairs. You don't have to take a bullet to the face to do that. And that's definitely something I'd pay attention to. All in all, the map itself, like I said, it's visually interesting. Again, like most of these maps they're all good for that. They're all good for being interesting and, visually very, very interesting. But that's about it. Unfortunately on this map, it's very long. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it would be a good map for more of a ground war type mode. But it is very long. There are a lot of ways to get around this map and not be seen. And I think that contributes to part of why this map is probably not as popular with most people. You can go pretty long durations on this map without seeing anyone. And that's kind of unusual in this game. All in all, the map itself isn't bad. It's just I find this is one of the maps where I go the longest without seeing anyone, and that's not necessarily a great thing. It's sometimes nice if you're feeling really tactical, but at the end of the day, if I'm going all super tactical, I'm probably going to be playing Battlefield. Just simply because it facilitates that type of play a little bit more. For the run and gun style play that Call of Duty feels like, it feels the best in Call of Duty, in my opinion. Battlefield has close quarters, but when you just really want to run and gun, this game seems to really do it better. It's got some good long sightlines. You get some assault rifle, you get some, sniper rifle. But for the most part, I find engagement distance to be pretty limited to about this. The problem is that there's just enough rocks that this is probably one of the... That's probably about the average engagement distance for a long-range engagement. You know, I occasionally see, I guess, on console, people shooting at each other across this bridge. I don't see that happen on PC, so it's not even that far. It's really just that distance, unless you got a guy up here playing sniper with the, you know, on the little ledge over here. But basically, that's about it on this map. Again, not a bad map. It's not my favorite map, but it's not a bad map either. And it just feels like there was a little bit less done to making this map go than some of the other ones did. You know, there's just not quite as many. You can get in some really obnoxious spots, don't get me wrong, but it just seems like it's missing those little interesting secrets, or that those little places you can go that, you know, that not everybody's going to know about. And these are all just sort of happenstance of the rock design rather than, you know, places where it's like, oh, here's a cool jump spot that you can climb up and get in somewhere kind of obscure. And I really think it would have benefited a little bit from those, but I don't quite know where they could have put them either, so I guess that kind of plays into why they're not there. So, that kind of takes care of this map, and we'll be back with the final map for this Yemen, and Nuketown 2525 I'm going to do as a separate episode, just because, you know, not everybody has it, so I want to get the vanilla maps done first and then do that. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode, Flag A on Yemen, or B on Yemen, and good luck out there, and have a great day, everyone.